news, and it's also my favorite time of the night. We haven't had a real Sunday Science Tidbit here soon, so let's get it into some science. So last Wednesday, October 7th, brought a lot more sunshine across the area with some pretty neat weather scenes. Early Wednesday morning, you might have noticed some clouds that like they have tails on them. And this week's Sunday Science Tidbit, we're going to explore what's known as Virga. So Virga is essentially rain that evaporates before it hits the ground, and this can tell us a lot about the atmosphere. So let's think of the atmosphere like a cake, with the bottom layer being the ground. We were very dry on the ground. You see dew points were in the 50s. That's an indication we had dry air. But if you look in the upper levels, you can see that box around eastern North Carolina with some white in there. That means we had moisture in the air. So the moist air was up top, the dry air was down bottom. So when it was raining in the top levels, it got evaporated because we had such a thick layer of dry air. And that's why you see it looks like rain falling. It didn't hit our heads though. And you can also tell which way the wind is blowing because the way the tails move. That gives you an indication of where the upper level winds are. And depending on the temperature of the upper levels, you might actually be seeing snow that evaporates before it hits the ground, or it may be rain. So it's pretty cool. Meteorologists can tell a lot about the atmosphere just by looking at clouds.
And I'm going to tell you, I spent a lot of soggy days out on our coast last weekend. So I'm glad that it stayed up in the atmosphere and didn't make its way down.
It too.
And I think I speak for a lot of eastern North Carolina that I would much rather see something like that than have to be damp.
I'm okay looking up at it and staying dry.
Exactly right. Thank you so much, Candice.